So still Pamela and Jonathan leading for Great Britain. But the Germans now go into second, ahead of the Polish couple. Now we've got a Spanish theme coming up here. The music's by the Gypsy Kings, another one of my favorites. And the skating is by Julia Golovina and Oleg Voyko from the Ukraine. And these two lying in 18th place at the moment.
Now, in order to do this well, you have to have a lot of strength in the body, and you would have looked at and worked on how to do the more Latin look. A very, very highly difficult lift there on the 1 foot with a balance point, and elegant too. Good speed. See, they're doing the turns, staying on the 1 foot. Much easier if you're just flipping from 1 foot to the other. Combination spin, one of the 2 required elements. That last section, they just were trying to pack in a lot of elements and lost some of the flavor of the music in how they were interpreting each area. Now a change of pace.
Well, good stuff. I enjoyed it. Loved the music. Costumes, I think, were great. And they skated The program with a lot of flair. Perhaps could have been a bit faster and a bit more energy in it in places. Just wonder whether it's going to be tough for these two to pull up. They're quite a way behind, but they're about 3.4 points behind the Poles. I can't see them getting over the Germans.
And it's one of the major highlights of the routine. Excellent balance. And just holding the edge. Once you've got the balance point, it's not that difficult, but in practice you might find you're falling over a few times. But what came over to me in this was there's some excellent power and presentation at the start. The middle of the routine lost that. They were concentrating on the elements, and in doing so they lost the Spanish flair, the look, the feeling of the body being lifted by the man in particular, and the relationship between the couple. So they could develop from what they've got, because they've got the content. There's a lot of content, 11 elements to be put in 4 minutes. It's a packed out program, and you have to make it look seamless. Good with our hands there, and with his two. Here's that lift again. Just getting it set. More difficult to be on one foot going forwards. That is one of the criteria for lifting the difficulty of the lift. Some parts of the program a little bit open, and towards the end, particularly on the step sequence, there's a tension between them. They were trying to build the technical content, do the turns. I was just wondering if they're going to show some of the turns where they're staying on one foot. You see, if he changes foot on the turn, it's easier than if he stays just on the one foot there. Okay on the spin, could have been a little bit faster. I was talking to Gwendol just this morning, actually, and he says they're developing a flamenco routine, and Marina Anasina, his partner, is spending ages just on the finger movements, and that is the degree of detail that you need to be working on, and they have it to some degree here, but it could have more.
Do you think they stand a chance of moving up?
I don't think so. I think it was good, but there's more in the program that they can pull out.
Right, sure. Let's see what the judges think of that. So 35.02, I can see, for their technical score. 35.26 for the components. And they have, in fact, leapt ahead, and they are second, in fact, on the free dance, and third overall. So the judges really like that. Pulled up over the Polish couple.